Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best 70-75-inch TVs.
Starting at number 5.
Hisense 55-inch. If you're looking for a budget model, the best 75-inch budget 4K TV is the Hisense 75U6K. It's a decent TV, especially for the price, and it provides impressive picture quality thanks to its excellent contrast ratio and wide color gamut in HDR. It has a middling full-array local dimming feature, but it's good enough to significantly improve the TV's contrast in dark scenes. Still, it's not as effective as on the Hisense U7N, as that TV has mini LED backlighting with smaller dimming zones. The 75U6K's peak brightness in HDR is just okay, so bright highlights don't stand out that well. Its image processing is disappointing, especially considering how good it is on the U7N, but that's the cost of going for a cheaper model. Thankfully, it's a great TV for gamers thanks to its low input lag and good response time, delivering a smooth gaming experience with very little delay between your actions and what happens on screen. Unlike the more expensive TVs on this list, it's limited to a 60 Hz refresh rate, so it's not ideal for gamers looking to get the most out of their console's performance mode, and even though it supports VRR, you'll see some tearing when the frame rate drops. If you want to save even more money, consider the Costco-exclusive Hisense A6/A65K. It's almost as good as the U6K while also being much cheaper, with the primary difference between the two being the A65K's lack of a local dimming solution, so it doesn't look as good in a dark room, and it is slightly dimmer overall. The 2024 Hisense U6N is now available. It's supposed to have an improved local dimming feature for better contrast and an increase in brightness, but it's also a lot more expensive at first. Unless you need those incremental upgrades, you're better off getting the cheaper U6K while it's still available.
Coming at number 4.
Hisense 75-inch. The best lower mid-range TV available in a 75-inch size is the Hisense 75U7N. It's cheaper than anything recommended up to this point, but it's packed with many of the same features as the more expensive choices and still provides impressive overall picture quality. Like the Sony Bravia 9Q LED, it uses local dimming to simultaneously deliver deep blacks and bright highlights. The local dimming isn't as precise as on the Bravia 9, so you do see some blooming around bright elements when displayed against a dark background. The TV also has a narrow viewing angle, so the image degrades when viewed from the sides of the screen. It's worth noting that we tested the 65-inch model that uses a VA panel, but the 75-inch model uses an ADS Pro panel instead. We expect the contrast to be slightly worse on the 75-inch model, but with a wider viewing angle. Regardless of the panel type used, the TV has amazing SDR peak brightness and reflection handling, so it easily overcomes glare in a bright room. It also has excellent HDR brightness and a wide color gamut, so highlights in HDR content pop out, and colors are vibrant and lifelike. The TV supports HDR10, HDR10+, and Dolby Vision, so you're fully covered when it comes to HDR formats, and it supports Dolby and DTS audio, so you're also covered when it comes to audio formats. The U7N runs the Google TV interface, so finding your favorite streaming services or content is easy. It also has good upscaling capabilities and very good low-quality content smoothing, so lower resolution streams or movies on DVD look good, and it can clean up artifacts from low bitrate content like cable channels or very compressed streams. The TV has HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on 2 ports, VRR support, and up to 4K at 144 Hz. This makes it fully compatible with modern consoles, and it's a great option for PC gamers with high-end graphics cards.
At number 3.
LG B3 Series 77. The best mid-range TV available in a 77-inch size is the LG OLED 77B3 PUA. It's a great TV and can serve as an excellent entry point into the OLED market. The TV has all the features of the more expensive LG C3 OLED, but the B3 is dimmer and has only 2 HDMI 2.1 bandwidth ports. It still delivers outstanding picture quality, especially in a dark room, with its near-infinite contrast ratio delivering deep, inky blacks with no distracting blooming. Its built-in WebOS platform is just as fast on this lower-tier model, and it still has very good image processing, so it has no issues upscaling lower-resolution content if you watch DVDs, cable boxes, or Blu-rays. It also has Dolby Vision HDR and supports DTS advanced audio formats, which is great for physical media as many discs use DTS for their audio tracks. And just like other OLEDs, its viewing angle is fantastic, so viewers can watch the TV from all over the room with no degradation in their viewing experience. Like the C3, this TV has a wide color gamut and is extremely accurate without any calibration, so movies look as the content creator intended. This TV is also great for gaming, as it's compatible with every VRR technology, has a fantastic response time, and has extremely low input lag. Its two HDMI 2.1 ports have up to 4K at 120 Hz support, although, unfortunately, one of its HDMI 2.1 ports also doubles as the TV's eARC port, leaving you with only one high-speed port if you have a soundbar connected through eARC.
Number 2 of my list.
Sony 75-inch. The Sony K75XR90 is the best 75-inch TV for bright rooms. Its superb SDR brightness and reflection handling make it easily overcome glare in the brightest of rooms, so you aren't distracted by reflections on your TV screen in a room with all the lights on or on a bright sunny day with the curtains open. As good as this TV is in a bright room, it also looks spectacular in a dark room. It has exceptional contrast that delivers incredibly deep blacks with almost no blooming, thanks to its highly effective local dimming control. It's also a great option for a home theater due to its support for Dolby Vision and DTS audio formats, so whether you're streaming your favorite content or watching movies on 4K Blu-ray, the Sony has you covered. It's also a very accurate TV in both SDR and HDR, so the content creator's intent is respected. Its image processing is excellent for upscaling and smoothing out low-quality content. Unfortunately, its viewing angle is mediocre. It's not the best option if you regularly watch shows or movies with a big group of friends since the image degrades when viewed from the sides of the screen. However, it's a great option if you need a TV that pairs well with modern consoles. It has HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, up to 4K at 120 Hz, and it supports VRR, so it's fully compatible with modern consoles. On top of those features, the TV has a quick response time for minimal blur behind fast motion, and it has incredibly low input lag for a responsive gaming experience. It also has good speakers built in, which is great if you don't currently own a soundbar or a surround sound system. If the 75-inch Bravia 9 is too expensive, you could opt for last year's Sony X95L instead, which you can find on sale at some retailers. Although its contrast and brightness aren't as good as the Bravia 9's, it's still bright enough for use in a well-lit room and provides deep blacks in a dark room. You also still get Sony's fantastic image processing and accuracy.
And number 1.
Samsung 77-inch. The best 77-inch TV we've tested is the Samsung QN77S90 CAFXA. This TV delivers impressive picture quality, with an incredibly wide color gamut in HDR and bright, vibrant highlights. It looks amazing in a dark room thanks to its nearly infinite contrast ratio, so there's no distracting blooming or halo effect around bright areas of dark scenes or subtitles. It stands out against competitors like the LG C3 OLED thanks to its brighter colors, which are more vivid and lifelike. The Samsung TV can also display a wider range of colors in HDR. It's a well-rounded TV that delivers fantastic gaming performance. It has very low input lag, ensuring a smooth, responsive gaming experience. Like all OLED TVs, its nearly instantaneous response time results in crystal clear motion with almost no noticeable blur behind fast-moving objects. It has a great selection of gaming features, including variable refresh rate, VRR, support and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, so you can take full advantage of modern gaming consoles. While the newer Samsung S95C OLED is a bit brighter overall, it comes at a significant price premium, making the S90C the clear value pick. The Samsung S90D/S90DD OLED is now available. It has less banding in colors, does a better job smoothing out low-quality content, and gets brighter in HDR, but it's also currently a lot more expensive. Unless you really want the small upgrades it offers, you're better off buying the cheaper S90C while it's still available. It's worth mentioning that Samsung's 2024 OLED lineup is confusing, as they're releasing S90DS with both OLED and QD-OLED panels, depending on the region and size. You can read more about this here.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.